Good God, that was awful. Carney music? No, that was more like, that was a pipe organ. Okay, am I, like, in it already? Oh, no, we're sitting. We're doing it. Oh, no. Oh, no! For anybody that doesn't know, those particular types of flowers are specifically, like, funeral flowers. My understanding. Oh, do I actually have to turn the page?
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Okay. 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 Damn. Yeah, Lily of the Valley of Death. Kidding.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Dude. Okay, anybody else thinking hello, neighbor? This is gorgeous. Oh, and their mailbox looks like the house.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Okay.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, the fact that the text just kind of pops up. With the... Oh, that's fun! I got rings. I got rings around my neck. Lily of the Valley, but another kind.
In
But
a
yeah,
will,
they're a type of
my
lily.
mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
So we're basically...
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Am I supposed to go down or up? Is this our first decision, our first fork in the road? Like everything... Sleepy, how you doing? Everything tells me to go to the right, but I'm gonna go to the left. Take the path less traveled, that's what I say. This really is gorgeous. Hold on, my mouse was... Something was sitting on my mouse cable. Oh, I can't travel off that way.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
So
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
How old is this girl?
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As
I
if
don't
they
know,
were
there was a
allowed
lot
to
of
say
frogs a minute
something
ago.
that never do.
I love that effect, that text effect, by the way. Okay, so real quick, I haven't been able to talk because I've been and I've got migraine. This is already really cool, just as a stylized storytelling device. Like, make it a movie, but make it... This is a movie prologue. Like, this feels like a movie prologue, but you're able to personally interact with it. This is basically one of those self-insert stories that, like, your name... Which I finally learned. I've been on the internet and writing stories since, like, I was 12, and I'm 31, question mark. I'm gonna be 32 this year. And I only just learned what Y/N means. Not to spoil, but she's over 200 years old. Yeah, the graphics and textures are great, and that text effect is super cool. Yeah, it looks like we could have taken the other way too, and it might have given us slightly more exposition. Really quick. Let me just desync on. Actually, I haven't been having any issues with that. We'll leave that off. Audio. So I wanted to find... here we go. Oh good, that actually does affect it for you. I just want the brightness up a little bit. I don't think that kept. Hold on. Oh, it did. Yeah, there we go. Little bit brighter so I can see everything a bit better. It kind of washes some of it out.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Yeah, the menu's really cool. You go up the driveway or up the stairs? One more thing. The music has to come down. There's only so much I can do on a slider.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
It's fucking huge. If they were more dynamic, I would love story-based games. Dude, so there's a story-based game literally called A Story About My Uncle. It's made by the people who made Goat Simulator. And the story's a little, like, the voice acting's a little kooky, but it's a very dynamic story, and it actually does a really, really good job of throwing you into the environments.
Now, as a 17-year-old,
Okay,
I knew
she's 17.
exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I mean, yeah, this screams not safe. Why was the house built like this? Again, I would highly recommend
I hoped the key might unlock the front door.
checking out trigger warnings.
It didn't.
Oh, can I look inside?
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
I mean, I don't feel that way, but... So every motion that I have to do, like I have to click to grab, and then I have to move my arm with the character's arm in order to make it work. I'm thinking round back. This way? Oh, dog door. We're seriously crawling in the dog door?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
This is something... Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! How you doing, son? This is something I wish I could do design-wise. I don't know how to clutter an environment like this. Like, my brain deletes a lot of it. But, like, even having the tennis ball hanging from
For the first time in years,
ceiling.
I felt like I was home.
Really? Even though you're terrified of this place?
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Edith, Eddie, Dawn, Lewis. In loving memory of Lewis Finch, son of Dawn, great-grandson to... I named for Edie? Son of Dawn. Oh, so wait, is that our brother?
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Apple pie. Dude, oh, hey, who wants to try making this apple pie? Why don't I just, I'll try making this apple pie. Why not?
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Tasting Thailand, flowers, salt water, yeast, Franny Farmer Jr. cookbook. Oh, I can zoom. Is there like a crouch feature? Cosmic cuisine. I like cuisine! The Mrs. Bell's Bakery, the Pacific Pantry, Flavors of India. Book of Mushrooms. Is there a train in my house? That is a lot of tuna.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah, this is like a Fallout house. Eddie. Wait a minute. So, like, they still had his wheelchair here, but he passed? No, Lewis died. Brother to Edith. Oh, so Lewis was my brother. Okay. Eddie is the grandfather or father. We have yet to find that out. So many books. Yeah, that's a lot of books. They've been eating knowledge. No kidding.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
Love this table. That doesn't seem safe. How
Even the
long were you
fireplace
guys
had
living
a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
What happened with this house? I had a cat. That's so... I would love to live here. Like, this seems so cozy and off the beaten path.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Okay. But can I go down there anyway? Is there a dead body in the basement? Yeah, it was not anymore. What the fuck? Also, I see you, developer, reusing a lot of, books. I don't blame you. I really don't.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Yeah, I don't like that. Why is it sealed off like that, though? That's horrifying.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
What happened on the last night? So Edie's the grandmother. And that's why there was the wheelchair there. Okay.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Oh,
then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Wait, what happened that made Mom seal up the bedrooms? Somebody answer me that? I was too... What? Why? So did they just not live? Oh my god.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? So, like, every Finch that's ever lived here has had a room that has just not been touched, really, or inhabited after... The more I look at this, the more unsettling this particular one is. What?
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Go down that way in a minute. This was closer. Oh. Molly, you only lived for 10. You were only 10?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Damn. Well, Trixie boy, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. So it's nice to see someone embarking on this journey. Yeah, no, dude, I'm really enjoying this. I missed what Edith said about why Mom sealed up the doors.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
This one never got sealed. This is cute.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh, we found it. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Ooh, okay, I wanna see the other doors really quick, but then we'll go that way. This is so fucking... After Milton disappeared... Milton, okay. Calvin and Sam? They were only 11.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Were they sealed in these rooms? Or is this just he had to grow up... Like, oh my god, but like... What? Gregory, he was only a year old.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
What the fuck? Why is Gregory a bathroom? What? Why is Gregory a bathroom? After Milton disappeared. I wrote my master's thesis on this game, so I might be a little bit memorized. Dude, that's awesome. Well then, that'll definitely... Sven and Edie, but Sven built the house. Edie was still alive when they left? He's the only one that has his full name. Sven Hofstad Finch.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Oh, Edith Sr. Oh, because Edith is named after her. I am so... Like, I assume all of this will be answered as the game goes by. But, right now I am very intrigued and very lost. Can I stand in here? It doesn't look like I can.
From the paintings on the wall, it was
Milton
clear
the
my brother
cat.
Milton had been here before me.
Oh no. Brother Milton. What? So she had a brother
Reading
Lewis
this,
and Milton?
Maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
So she has two brothers, Milton and Lewis. Lewis passed
Just like
away?
I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Molly.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
Oh, this is so weird. Molly Finch. No, I did not mean to click off that.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving,
Oh, we
so
play
I
through
looked around for something to eat.
Mount Rainier National Park. So Washington? The gerbil food? No, you don't know. They sent you to bed without a pumpkin. Not gonna eat the gerbil food. Child.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh, child doesn't have to eat gerbil food. By the way, one of the biggest trigger warnings about this game was that there's a lot of mentions of... Oh, you were dissecting a starfish. A lot of mentions of abusive family.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Sweet child. Okay, what about the gerbil food? No, there's more thing. I don't want you to eat gerbil food. Oh, that's poisonous. Nope. We'll get to that in a
I
minute.
kept eating and eating.
Okay, I guess I have to eat the gerbil food. Oh, sweet child.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Mention of what family abuse?
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Hi, birdie.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Don't eat the
And
bird.
suddenly, I was a cat.
I didn't eat the holly berries. Oh, that's such a fun little mechanic.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I played enough straight to know where this is going. Why am I a cat? Oh, damn. Where now? Can I walk along that? Oh, maybe up here. Yeah, there we go. It seems like there's a lot of different directions you can go.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Reva, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Someone who's been in Molly's shoes before, gerbil food is somehow not the worst case scenario. You know, you're not wrong. I guess for me, it's, I have 100% been there before, and I really just don't want to again. How do I uppies? This way? I'm a-coming, birdie. I am a cat trying to eat a bird. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Whoop. Whoop. The bird trying to
I
leave me
jumped and I
somewhere?
almost got her.
Yeet.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
This is interesting.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore.
Well, this is before the house
All I
got
cared about was
expanded.
eating that mama bird.
Yep, 100%. She wants to eat the bird. Okie dokie.
I gobbled her up,
Oh.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Is she just dreaming about all the things that she wants to eat? She's hungry. In the grass.
Rabbits.
I have to find a rabbit. Okay. There's one. Got it. Oh, that's sad.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
It's a very, very upset child. All right, something bigger. What can I do as a barn owl? I hear you.
A mama rabbit.
Over there? Yes. Big bunny. Big bunny, big money. Here I come. Gotcha.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Oh no.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
In a tree. Shark in a tree. It's Shark Week, guys. All right. All right, here we go. We're still going. We're tumbling free. Whoosh!
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now,
Dude, the
I was
sound
hungry
effect.
for
How's the game playing, by the way? Oh God, the mechanics keep changing on me. Okay.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Get him! Yes! Oh, I was yes!
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
I bet it did. I bet it did. Fun fact about my story, by the way, I did some very niche research for my thesis. Toothpaste probably wasn't actually poisonous, but it was only a few years earlier that it would have been straight up ammonia in it. Oh my God.
I grabbed on
And that's why they tell you not to eat toothpaste.
But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
You know, it is poisonous though, holly berries. But, oh, am I What am I?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. Yep, I'm a monster. I'm a monster. Look at me swinkle swankle my way underneath all of these cars. Oh, this is so uncomfy. Oh, I'm a cannibal.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
I'm a cannibal. Okay. I mean, as a monster, I guess I'm not a cannibal, but I don't know. Family's gonna look at me differently after I tell them about this dream. Oh boy.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Because you poor thing, you got sent to bed without dinner. Been there. Done that. Don't want to do it again. What the fuck? How far can my worm go out before I have to go yoink? And you're dead.
Passenger.
That was not the passenger. That was the captain.
To cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I don't know if you can have good smells in old pipes. Oh, and up we go. Okay. Oh, God, this is our toilet. This is just our bathroom. Okay. Hey.
I got closer and closer.
Oh, it's us. Oh, we're gonna eat us. Is that what's gonna happen? Do I go up the bed? Yup. Wait, the fish? Maybe? Yippee! Yippee! I thought maybe go towards the light. I'm thinking bed. Oh, we're the monster under the bed.
All of my stomach started growling.
Oh, we're the monster under her bed.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Are you okay, child?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay! Lovely! So good! Not traumatizing at all! Oh, hey, look, it's me! That's so... Oh my god. That's gonna be a lot of my reaction for this whole game is just, oh my god.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
I wasn't done!
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Yeah, her monster self. Is it under the bed? Maybe in the bathroom? No? Well, the doors are sealed, so it's not like I can get... Can I do something with that? I never remember dreams or anything like them, but I could see dreams like that inside that would make me not remember them. Definitely would have been so confused. Oh yeah, 100%. Okay, well I assume... Oh, wait, there's got to be like another secret passage, yeah? Or do I just go back through... Oh, the window. It was a cat. Oh, sweet mother of God.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. So, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Everyone was teasing me recently about my dreams because I often dream about big dilapidated mansions. It's connected to my past family trauma, but he commented, wow, I wonder why you connect with Edith Finch so much. Oh my god, truly a mystery nobody could solve. That's fucked. I don't have dreams like that, but I do have dreams in reoccurring states of the world, I guess. The only way I could think to describe, and I don't really talk about this a lot, because to me it sounds kind of crazy, but, not crazy in like a crazy way, but crazy as in like I can't even fathom it kind of way. But like, a lot of the times it's in what I would almost describe as a post-apocalyptic version of the world, but not in the nuclear way that we think of in Fallout, but just something bad happened. And I remember the very first dream that led into this series of dreams was me crawling out of the side of a mountain with a cacophony of people slowly making our way back down into the city. And every dream since then has been what's the word I'm looking for? I have a headache, so it's hard for me to think through it. There's like pre-information that I'm not privy to in the dream, but effectively we're off going and collecting materials or helping people or helping settlements or things like that. And this city looks completely different. That's a whole other thing. But a lot of the time when I experience these types of dreams, it'll shift me out of an actual visual reality and into what I can only describe as a void space. Either it's completely black and you have these like islands of landmass, and you can walk between the different landmass islands. You just can't see a pathway or anything. You're just walking there. And it'll be completely black or it'll be completely white. And it's really dependent on, I guess, the time of day. But I wonder if that has more to do with repressed imagery. Like not pulling forward more imagery as to not trigger more complex ideas within the dream space. I don't know. Psychology's weird, man.
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
Oh, but her door got sealed too, didn't it? Derpy the bird. Dude, everything that has ever died has some sort of memorial. Bob the snake. Burpy the bird. You have a name? Oh, this one doesn't have a name. Does it have a name? That would be where its plaque would go, but it's not written. Lurpy. Lurpy, derpy, burpy. Rob the bearded dragon. Herpley. Very creative with your snake names. Burpy.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Right. I'm not sure if it would be a great idea or a terrible idea for you to play the game that is the sequel. That this is a sequel to, just based on that story. I didn't realize that this is a sequel game. Kind of like the Memory Den and Kellogg's Brain and Fallout 4, kind of, but like. Well, yeah, kind of, yeah, because there were moments that weren't like walking between neural bridges. Like there were sections where it was literally just blackness. I remember very vividly, without the actual details of the story in the dream, just the visual of this. We're going towards the airport, and outside the airport, massive, but narrow stalls had been erected as by way of settlers trying to trade their wares and different things that they had found. But they were like 10 to 15 story tall shelves that you could push a button and they would rotate. But everything on the right hand side, I could see all those shelves and they would go on for miles, and if you'd look down, you'd eventually look down into nothing but blackness. Each shelf had a light that was over the walking path, but if you looked anywhere to the left, nothing but blackness. And I remember looking over there a lot and going, huh. And that was about it. So you guys only made 2 games. The Unfinished Swan. This and the Unfinished Swan. You walk around completely in a white world with no shadow. That's exactly what my dreams are like. You have to shoot black ink balls at the surfaces slowly to get an idea of your surroundings. It's way more puzzle heavy than you get finished. That sounds like a game I'd like, though. I love that kind of puzzle game.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. his wife Ingeborg, and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937,
Anybody else
he
remember
set
these
sail with his
viewfinders?
family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
He left with he took his house.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edith, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Oh, so, okay, now it's starting to make more sense because this was effectively a homestead, and the way homesteads work, and if, did they say they were Swedish? There's actually, along the coast from Alaska down to Washington, there were actually quite a lot of homesteads of Swedish descent where you would have these families that would just build and build and build and build and build. Norwegian. Okay, so Norwegian, it's within a similar terrain. Yeah. My geography is shit. I had a viewfinder with pictures of super magnified objects like a fit. Oh, yeah, I had one of those too. My dad used to have a projector that would show them on the wall. Ah, that's fun. But yeah, so like, Sin and I were watching roughly similar. Yeah, so they have similar historical background. Cultural background's different, but similar historical background. And you'd have a lot of settlers come to North America and create homesteads. And homesteads would basically end up slowly growing and growing and growing over time, as you'd have the main home, then you'd have the kids, and then you'd have the grandkids, and then you'd have the great-grandkids, and then this family would potentially pass, and either the next line of kids would take over that house, or they would build another house. But the fact that this is just more built on top of itself instead of within the surrounding area is really fascinating. But you would have things like family cemeteries.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
I assume that's... Oh. How do I get out of the viewfinder? How do I get out of the viewfinder? Oh, there we go.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Yeah, it does. I have to, like, up my sensitivity or something on my mouse. Let me see if I can do that. Controls. Mouse sensitivity. That's probably gonna cuck me. Oh, reticle? That'd be nice. Anybody mind the reticle? Does that break immersion for anyone? I'm gonna turn it off. If you guys like the reticle, let me know. It kind of gives more of an indicator of what I'm looking at, but... Oh, the mouse sensitivity is so much better. Built 1937, Sven Finch. Edie won't go?
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Because of a little forest fire. How cute.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Mole man beneath the Finch house?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Win a family day at Druid World! I want to go to Druid World! I'm glad that none of my professors played the game because a lot of my point was about how the mechanics emulate the physical acts you're taking in the game, but they're also slightly jank at times, and would def have called me out on it. Well, I can see it. It is a little bit jank. The biggest issue I'm seeing so far is that you definitely need to have your mouse sensitivity cranked. Like when you're trying to turn the page of the book, it's taking my whole arm across my desk. But
when Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon,
100%, I agree with you.
She could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh. So he was building a slide for the kids, I imagine. Tragedy strikes Finch family. Celebration turns into Moida. I like the little Dwarves, that's fun. Carvings.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Yeah, because she still had some hope for that. I love the little paper shark! Norwegian folktales. That's fun. This is very different than what I normally play. I'm enjoying myself. God damn. That's a frog!
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It's funny. Oh, God. I had a bathtub like this in my childhood home. That was a...
It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh, and this is sealed too? Oh! That's why that one... Gregory. Okay. Yeah, that's the door that said Gregory on the outside. Gregory. We love Sven. I'd have killed a dragon slide. Oh yeah, dragon slide as a kid? That would have been so cool. The old breed fury. The dreams in the witch home. I wonder if these are like pre-made assets that they just copy-pasted because they needed a bunch of books, or if any of these titles hold any relevance. In Water Black, Invisible Cities, The Devil's Flame. Am I just supposed to go back out the window? I assume not, because it took me into the bathroom. Maybe something in the bathroom. Ha! Another book! There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
How cute.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's so fun. I love that. And all the sounds are very thunky. Oh, is this a dark room? He's got a photography room?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Oh, Sam is one of the kids that died. Is Sam one of Sven's kids? It was a Dragon Tales kid too. I might have actually had a heart attack. The book are largely copied unless there's an unspecified reason for the book to be there, like how all the books in the kitchen are cookbooks. Gotcha. Yeah, for my degree! See, I told you I had a degree. I know what a dark room is. Been here. Fuck if I can remember what all the chemicals are. It's been forever since I've done anything with film. Tell you what, though, I loved my large format class. Because we actually got to use the big fucking cameras with the... and the big cartridges of as I choke on my own spit. But they were really fun. Developing those photos was a blast. Okay, so this leads us to another room. Oh, is this? Oh, no. Calvin and Sam. Oh. And we already know that Sam had to live in this room. His brother's stuff roped off. That's so sad. But he got into photography, so it might have been a way to cope. Captured the secret lives of war for photographers. God, that's cool. Certificate of acceptance for Sam Finch. God, I haven't seen stuff like this in a while. SLR photo, the death of traditional photography. SLR. No, SLR. Well, okay, I guess. It's not that different from Pinhole, if I'm being honest. And for those that don't know, Pinhole photography is how photography started. They found a way to emulsify paper, and then they would have a box with a tiny little hole in it, and they would have the paper in the back, and they would open the hole, and then they would close it, and then the light would emulsify certain sections of the paper, and then you'd have to run that to the chemical baths and blah, blah, blah. It's not that different. Film never really changed. It's not that different. It's not that different. Oh, this would be a sick room, though.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Well, yeah, because he had to live with this.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
You're like the ideal person to play this game from the perspective of someone who watches lots of Let's Plays. Your attention to details. Oh, that's good. I'm so glad. That makes me so happy that that I have a good attention to detail. All right, we swing swung. Oh wait, hold on. Is there like a? There we go.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did.
Wow, kid!
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't.
Oh, so they were alive when Barbara was.
Always wanted to fly.
Oh, am I about to swing swung right off this fucking tree?
Calvin!
Bye!
Dinner's ready. Coming!
But that day,
Oh,
he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
oh no.
Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Oh, God!
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Too bad, Mom!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
I hate this.
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh, no. Oh!
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar.
Oh, did I miss
When I was
Barbara's room,
younger,
or am I going
remember
back to
trying
Barbara?
do the exact same thing.
Oh, close the book. Okay! I mean, if nothing
After the
else...
funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
I guess that's a good way to remember, like, if there's not a
Mom
lot you...
said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I don't blame him, having to share his room with literally the memorial of his brother forever. Okay, I didn't miss anything. But yeah, like, that's a positive spin on it, almost. Even at that young age, he was able to say, look, my brother did something kind of dumb, and maybe I could have done something to stop it. But if there's one thing I'm going to remember about my brother, it's that he was resolute. That's a fascinating concept. Is that the next, is that it for this room? I think so. Why seal off all the rooms, though? It almost glitched me through the wall. I love lunchboxes like this. It's so fun. This does broach a fascinating concept. Yeah, they were twins. So Calvin and Sam were twins, and Calvin decided that he was going to space. Spectral, how you doing? God. To wake up every day and have to look at the memorial of your dead brother, your dead twin. Oh, I love that! I love this! This is so freaking cool. Up, down, up. Who designed this house? We're going to a Halloween room? I love Halloween rooms.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Oh, the kids. Also trying to remember brother did technically do something they thought couldn't be done. That too. Wait, no, I don't want to. No. want to go to the Halloween room. No, no, no. It's over here. Where am I going? Oh, this leads me back out to the main hallway. Can I get back in through here? I guess one way to find out, right? Oh, we're about to go into Barbara's room. If go to the room. Okay, can I? Okay, good. I can get back in here. Milton was still here. Oh, we get to see Barbara's room now.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Maybe she wasn't, though. Maybe she wanted something else to do. And, like, her whole life is defined by this. That's also difficult to deal with.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah, to no longer be a star.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh, how interesting.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's
85 cents
most
for a comic book.
unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream.
Okay.
Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Damn.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan
Oh, no.
and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was
What is this? It's What
canceled.
Remains of Edith Finch. Story-based game where you
Okay,
basically
I'm hearing
explore...
frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until
Oh!
finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh! I'm so glad I tinkered with the music box at the
20
beginning.
minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, the music... Oh, shh. Oh!
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, am I? Oh. I'm in it now. Oh no, did he like die down the stairs? He was on crutches, he shouldn't have gone downstairs.
Scratch and imagine the worst.
Am I gonna play pool with the crutch? Is there an achievement for knocking stuff over with this? Jesus. This must have been where Sven cut his hand. What am I supposed to do here? Oh. Oh, am I just supposed to... Ah, there we go.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
It is an achievement for getting all the pool balls off the table. Okay, hold please. You've started something. One more. I can do this. If not, I'm very sorry. That's okay. We're gonna try. Haha! It was! Worth it. But yeah, so the Spectral, this game explores the history of a family through the eyes of the last living descendant and her trying to discover her family tree, but you end up learning a lot about trauma and psychology along the way. I like to think that she says my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages in that tone. As the oldest child, she's been the victim of many of them. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. This way. Jesus fucking Christ!
And grew still.
It's rude! I mean, he's trying to help her. That's what you get!
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this
Walter's
is
her
a
younger
trick,
brother, yeah?
you're dead, Walter.
Oh, dude, I love this. I love how we're just taking the crutch around. Oh my god, I love this lamp. I'm just gonna smack everything now. Oh, Jesus. Walter. Walter's room was over here, yeah? Is this Walter's room?
Walter, are you there?
Just bash the curtain open.
Vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh!
Bob returned, saw the hook man, and... was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Yeah! Spartan kick him!
And who he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yes, there is! The secret passage that we learned about at the beginning of the game!
Night, she played her part beautifully.
And then out the window.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
I don't know, through the door?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Smack him again! Oh!
He wasn't moving.
Oh my god,
but
that's
she
Walter.
sensed the story might not be over.
Oh my god,
yet.
that's Walter. Oh my god, that's Walter? No, because Walter's a kid. She was babysitting. No. Okay, no. What? Who is this man? Is this her boyfriend? Did she kill her boyfriend? Did she just smack or whack her boyfriend? No, her boyfriend needed crutches. No! There's a whole thing going on here, and I don't know what's happening. Oh, he's gone.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
I love this playing through a comic book thing. This is so cool.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Whoever she hit, they deserved it. Absolutely, they did. Oh, no.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
Oh.
And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her.
Oh.
Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Damn, this is the world's most unfortunate family. What the hell? Barbara, I'm sorry.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Well, I mean, yeah. At least in that way, that's more of a positive memoriam versus anything else, I guess. Herb Street. I didn't get a chance to really click around on anything else in here before I got thrust into that. I don't know if there was too much more to look at, though. Seattle Starlets. So, Child Star. This has just been in here? It was also her birthday when she died? Or, like, do they have these things made and then just place them in the room before sealing it off? My 2 cents, I blame it all on poor Rick. It's a debate in the fandom, but I'm like, fuck Rick. Yeah, no, fuck Rick. Because the way that he was at least talking in the comic was very much a like, no, you need to do better. You're not doing good enough. Like, fuck Rick. And dude, if Sin did something like that to me, I would have fucking beat their ass, and they would have appreciated me for that. I watched to play through this game ages ago, and by the way, hi, Elizabeth. Still haunted by 2 of the stories, especially. Well, be mindful. Just take a bite.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Okay, so now I need to go find the music box.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
I did learn that. It got darker. You can kind of see the passage of time, too. That's really fun. Oh. Oh, no. So somebody broke into the house and kidnapped her. And she was trying to save Walter. Here's what I find fascinating, though. Walter's room is the only one not preserved. And I'm sure that more information will come to that later.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Then Rick, the last one to see her alive, and his crutch was found at the scene of the murder, and disappeared immediately after sus as fuck. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree. But that, just in and of itself, the fact that the banister is broken does show that there's some validity to the comic book story. Somebody came in and tried to murder her. Other way. Gotcha. So Edith has never been in the basement then. Oh, the pool balls are back, damn it! I knocked those bitches over. Oh, this is Sven's workshop. So did Sven used to still come down here after that? Opportunity heating.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
So he was prototyping the dragon slide that killed him. Oh, and he used to craft the little dwarves for his wife. Cute. Smoke forest lacquer, clear brush thinner. Theodore wood putty. Dude, let me just tell you, having Sin as your partner teaches you a lot about a lot of weird hobbies, so I actually recognize a lot of this stuff. Enamel. We're gonna get jump scared.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I'm gonna get jump scared by the fridge. Oh, I'm gonna get jump scared by the fridge.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Oh, it's another fucking door!
A lot more than that.
It's another door! Dude, it's so dark. And I can't, like, up the brightness anymore. Otherwise it'll, like, really...
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Yeah.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Oh, so his room is down here. So that's why there's nothing in his room, because he was moved down
in all these
here.
Stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
So he's not memorialized upstairs, he's memorialized down here. Oh my. Oh, and he lived a good long life down here. Holy moly. He built model trains. He also might be on the spectrum. I only say that because there's a huge theme of trains in the spectrum. I also do partake in the trains. And so he just didn't come out. Ow. That is one thing I remember having such fascination when I was a kid. Music box and old jury box, super musical dancers. I never really got to see those when I was a kid.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Migraine's not any better.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead
It's a whole ass
tomorrow.
peach.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
God, you just lived down here.
And then one day, everything just
Now it's 2005. It was 1976.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
I also love the radio.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
Is it a train?
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Is it a train? Because it sounded to me like a train. His hand's slowly becoming more textured with freckles. Yeah. Dude, there's so much attention to detail in this. Jiggly Concord grape jelly. Dude, he literally... Did they bring him stuff? Packages. That's why Edie was bringing down packages.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin.
Oh. He was so young he didn't really understand, did he?
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
Oh, I love that. That's really cool. It was a train.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
God damn, dude. Didn't even have 5 minutes. Also, since you're strictly, but remember how Edie gave a big interview for the mole man living under the
Walter
house?
died
This
when I
one
was
got
6.
really mad about it.
I can't believe my mom never told me.
Oh,
he
because it was
down here.
Walter. Oh, because Walter lived under the house.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Yeah, because that's a hell of a goddamn story. Motherfucker got hit by a train. The train thing reminded me of something. Sin has told me this story several times, and I can never remember exactly how it goes. But, Sin, what was it? That... One of her family members that was basically in the age of great-grandparent. The husband cheated on the wife while she was pregnant, I think. And then she cursed him. And as he was going to bring flowers to the other woman, he got hit by a train. And then she gave up the baby to her parents. Oh, that is your grandfather's story, isn't it, honey? I don't know if she's still listening. I don't know if she passed out. But yeah, that's all that made me think of was that.
Like Walter.
But can you believe that, like, cursing a man for cheating on you and he does get hit by a train?
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
how much else did she not tell you about?
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
But he...
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
I have a... I mean, I see why he didn't come down here very often. So Edie was taking care of him by bringing him everything he would ever need. But because he couldn't face his family, he broke out of the house via a sledgehammer.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
And the train tunnel ran right by the bunker. is why it was...
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Yeah, because you're the only one left now that can tell them. What is hiding from the past gonna do for anybody? Nothing. At least you can learn from what happened to your family of how to better conduct yourself as a
I
person.
found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
That's also kind of sad. He liked building model trains, and then where the fuck did the train? Oh, that way. Got it. So the island has been slowly eroding over time.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
It's like totem
Maybe it'd
poles
be
out
better
here.
if all this just died with me.
No, I think it's worth it to have the knowledge.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Oh, this must be Edie writing to her. That's what she's reading through in the book.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Is there more to see over here? There's more lights over here. Very clearly I need to go up, but there's more lights over here, so I want to go look over here. The book is from Edith's perspective. It's signed with her name in the front. Okay, gotcha. So, she's writing this to her eventual children? I'm curious what happened to her mom. Remember the very
Oh,
first
and
scene?
look at the
Yeah,
house.
getting off the boat.
Had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
We get to go up to the taller portions of the house? Because that'd be cool.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
There's not a huge gap.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, we're going to the cemetery. Oh! Are they all
It's
just...
embarrassing for me to admit this, but
Are they just buried on top of each other?
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh, that's it. Oh, it's all the birds! Derpy Jr.! Oh, they had a frog. Haley. Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, Lucy.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
These are fantastic headstones. These are fantastic headstones. I feel like they kind of only half-assed Barbara's. Walter living in the cave the way he did. Oh, wait. There's a little dude in there. There's a little dude in there. Look at that. Didn't want to say me swimming in molasses, but I'm still working. You don't have to keep working. Not really getting off it. You were sitting on the boat bench staring. Yeah, reading the book. That's how it started. Oh, gotta adjust. And Calvin going to space. Molly as the cat, the flying cat. I already forget. How did Molly die? Molly's was a little vague, wasn't it? Because she had the dreams. Did she just die of hunger, die of poisoning? I assume if she actually, because I didn't go up to the holly berries and actually eat them, I assume if she ate the holly berries, she probably died of poisoning because she had nothing else in her stomach. She ate a bunch of stuff that poisoned her. Got it. Molly died in the air. This is dedicated to my personal theory. Gotcha. You can zoom in to look through the hole and Walter sits down. Yeah, isn't that fun? And I can't, like, crouch down, but, like... I don't know if there's a way to respect it. Aw, look at that! There's a palm tree there! It's like he almost... Aw, it's like he got to have his paradise. No, how cool is that? Get really close to it, it'll zoom you in. Aw, look at that! Ain't that fun? That's cool. I kind of figured it had something to do with poisoning when I saw that she ate the holly berries, and
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
If your theory stands right, Trixie Boy, then 100%. Then
my mom
that was probably
always
the toothpaste
trying
with
to move
ammonia in
on,
it.
but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Is that the shipwreck? Or the old house? Oh no, that's the old house, isn't it?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
More to that? No, that's the end of that. Okay. Yeah, me not jumping off a cliff seems like a great idea. I wonder if there's other little secrets like that. Zooming in on Walter's grave.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Oh.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
So Sam lived 33 years. Gus lived short of 20. Short of 15. And Gregory was only... Those were all her brothers?
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Sanjay and Lewis. Milton is Edith's other brother, though, yeah? My theory is actually based on my research. Nothing that she ate could have been fatal. Holly is bad for you and can make small kids sick even if they eat a ton of them, but they're rarely deadly. Plus, the toothpaste was too late to actually have toxic stuff in it, I'll admit. My theory is a bit darker and draws from outside video game scholarship. That's pretty cool. I'd love to know more.
Things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
This is really cool. Like, this is just really cool.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, sweet Jesus! Yeah! Why does it sound like an elk screaming in the background? I don't know if y'all heard that. Okay, yeah, that explains why she's writing this down now.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
And Sam was the military brother.
They were both pretty intense.
No, because this is a different Sam?
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he
Oh, no,
got
same
nervous
Sam.
being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Oh, because that was just his bedroom. That wasn't his memorial.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I mean, after seeing what happened to your brother, nothing would scare you. Love that. Airline ticket. K. Finch. You get married? Love that TV. Very cool. The taxidermy's fun. So is that supposed to be Sam, his wife, and their kids? No. I didn't do Sam's story. No. That's how we move on. No, don't put it down. Don't put it down. Oh. Oh, and his is told through photos. Oh, very cool.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
God, is there any way to focus this? Or is it just zooming?
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
I'm in love with
Definitely
this.
should not have drunk all that coffee.
Yes.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I could have taken a picture of the bird, but no,
I'm
that
just
was
saying,
too obvious.
I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
Dad!
Good eyes,
Oh.
Dawn.
Did I take a picture of the elk? Your noggin.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Oh.
Let me get behind you.
I love candid photography.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
I mean, that's really impressive photography to catch that. Yeah, what did you think you did? You just traumatized your daughter.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
You should have just taken her out for a photography trip. Oh, shit.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera.
Oh,
Try
no.
not to think about-
Dad!
Not only was it still alive, it just pushed him off a cliff.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Holy shit! There she was describing was a dream she'd had, but writing temporarily. The writing doesn't temporarily line up with exactly with the vignette, though 10 to 15 page analysis, I make the argument that she died the moment she jumped out the window at the beginning of the story after being driven to self-destruction. Squid monster who was also her being the one to kill her by hunger, neglectful parenting, and potential hallucinations resulting from what she ate. That actually, that tracks. That makes a lot of sense. So clearly in the game, you're not seeing necessarily how much she's eating, and this is all based off of the little storybook that Edith found. But it almost... Holly berries can cause hallucinations. It's not enough poison to kill you, but it can cause some hallucinations, so maybe it was something to do with that? At least that's what I learned when I was younger. That might not be actually true now. I'm not going to say that I know a lot about it. But that would 100% track. Plus, just being hungry
After Sam died,
being neglected like that
my
could
mom
cause
and Edie got
hallucinations.
really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Yeah, because your first two brothers died really young, and then Sam died in his 30s. Oh, this is Gregory. Oh, and Dawn had to... Oh, no. Dawn had to live in this room, too. She must have also left. Divorce contract? No, I didn't want to put it away. Good recipe for hallucinations, especially combined with sleep deprivation, since it's hard to sleep when you're hungry. Yeah. Okay, so Kay was his wife. To Sam.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Frog. Okay. I have to be a baby. Okay.
That's hangover, Gregory.
no.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand. About Gregory.
We're the
Not
frog
everything.
now. Okay.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
She could have just not answered the phone!
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Holy shit. Okay, I see why that one's rough for you, Elizabeth. Okay, personal opinion. Kay could have just not answered the phone. My baby's in the tub. Maybe I should be watching him. He's a year old. Ah. Anyway, sympathy, deepest sympathy. Gus was
I
how
can't
old
imagine
again?
my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
13? Gus was 13. Happens all too often yet. A little rock climbing wall. Oh, that's kind of cute. Goblins and Ghouls roleplay manual. Raise flags, breakfast, quiet time, duties, dawn, sweep and trash, Gus, mop and mow yard, Greg, be a baby. Jump rope, routine, jump rope 100%, jumping jacks 150%. Oh, wait, 150 times. Oh, that's times, not percent. Push-ups, crunches, run to mailbox and back. Okay. Gus was a little punk. Like, actual punk.
a poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
I might have a harder time understanding this one.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. Make his bride.
Okay. Traditional common fandom theory, Kay drowned the baby. The explanation is that based on his age, he should have not been old enough to turn the tap back on himself. That's one less popular, but still interesting. I could still see it happening. We may also be limited by developer assets as far as the shape of the tub goes. I definitely had a tub that when I was a kid, a young
When the time for photos
infant could
came,
probably grab
Dad
it.
ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Okay, so Sam's kids.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid.
I'm having trouble
that
following
nature
the family
might destroy
tree.
the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
Yeah, because that's a smart idea. Maybe y'all should have gone inside. Oh.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
That one's also really sad.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
I'm glad you weren't. Damn. Okay, so with that one, very much, I don't feel as though that was parents' fault. The kid was upset because Sam tried to remarry after Kay left and was being a little teenage punk. Not like in a... He was just a little punk. That's a fact. That one's sad. Trying to stand up for something he thought was correct by basically rebelling a little bit.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
You can look at the family tree in the pause menu if you get confused. Okay, yeah, that's actually really helpful. So Walter and Sam... Is her mom on here? Oh, her mom is Dawn. Her mother is Dawn. Oh, okay. And then mother got married to Sanjay? I did see the name Sanjay written somewhere. Technically, if he was a year old, he could probably crawl and pull himself up. Yeah, because some kids are known to start being able to, like, walk as early as 2. That's at least pulling yourself up and down. He might have tried to get up and pull on the thing. It's been one of those very intriguing, small-indulgent type of theories. It depends on how... If this kid had that bright of an imagination, if Gregory had that bright of an imagination and was supposedly that type of child, he may have been smart enough or developed enough to try and start pulling himself up that way. And it may have just been the first time he tried to pull himself up and he happened to turn on the tub.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
So this is her mother's space.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her death.
Have a good night, Awikabeth. And her dad. No, Sam is her brother. I'm confused. Yes, because this is the branch that she would have come off of? No, Dawn is Sam's kid. Who the fuck is her mother? I guess we don't have her mother's... No, Dawn, this is her mother, yeah?
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Yes, Dawn is her mother. Okay. Orcas Island High School. That's fun. I have a hard time following, like, chronology. 10 Ways to Teach Critical Thinking. I need to read that book. That sounds like a good book. Copy passport for volunteer center. Meet with relief rep after school teaching. Pack. Fly to India. That's how I out. Is there anything else to look at? Just sneeze again. I know you were already outside, buddy. You don't need to bug me. Dog keeps coming up and poking me. Niece and nephew were both walking before first birthday. Weren't great at walking, but definitely taking their first steps. Yeah, so it very well just could have been a matter of...
a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
So Lewis was the firstborn. Edith is Dawn and Sanjay's kid. Dawn is Sam and Kay's kid. And then her two brothers were Gus and Gregory. Got it. Sam is Edie and Sven's kid. Edie is Johan and Ingbor's kid. Not Johan, Odin. I'll say down her fault. I love you, honey.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
It's Milton.
And to see kids in the house again.
Edith. Oh. Mint, thyme, sage, basil. And this was Dawn.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
And Edie was doing this? Edie was doing this because Sven died.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
To teach, to learn, 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom. So she homeschooled the kids. I mean, she was used to it because she was building stuff in India, right? Schools and homes. Was learning about Lewis Rule. Last gerbil. Did a whole history on Odin, curse, by Edith. So Edith knew at least about Odin.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
(1992). That's the year I was born.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Interesting. I love to imagine Edie after Sven passed away learning to go through contractors because she'd never done that before, calling up companies and putting these poor tradesmen through the most ridiculous building processes. I'd like to think maybe she learned from Sven. How did Dawn die? Is Dawn dead? And we don't have an end to Milton's story. He's just disappeared. We don't know if he's gone. But the fact that there's drawings in the house, in the secret passages that Edith never knew about. Should I be going up to the top of the schoolhouse
I think
first?
Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
His door. He painted his door? Though a fact that might slightly answer one of your questions, the music in Milton's room is the music in the unfinished swamp. Oh, he's wearing a paper crown. Have fun.
Milton Finch in The Magic
Oh, did he make a
Paintbrush.
flip book? Achoo. That's him making a flip book and then turning into a painting. That's him painting the door? And nothing.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Milton went on to be the main characters of the unfinished one. I forgot the second one. Am I supposed to find a sneaky way out of here?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Oh, because he must have learned of the family's curse and then decided to leave. He was scared, maybe? I love his little caricature. How fun. Yeah, that would explain why
Whatever Milton had
there's...
found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, so that scared her enough to seal up the doors so that way nobody would ever learn of the family's history again. Or at least no children. She figured if she could spare them the knowledge of the curse.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Oh, no.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Even a scale model of the city from the other game. Oh, wow. This is Lewis. Oh, no. Lewis only lived...
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Okay, I can see why. He was only 22. Is there something else over here that I need to look at really quick? Oh, that's stairs to the other side. Got it. No, I wasn't trying to... I want to get into the blacklight room. There we go. Oh, he's got a hookah. Okay. He's got a hookah and a pot leaf poster.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Oh, that's great.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can see why Mom didn't want people going into Lewis's room. Love that right there. It's really cool looking. Oh, because she went to... Oh, so he may have... Because hookahs are pretty big in Indian culture, aren't they?
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Oh. It occurred to me several times that I finished my thesis, which was partially about Lewis at the same age as Lewis died. Oh, wow. That must have been kind of surreal, huh? Anybody remember monitors like that? Here, Jay, thank you for the wilder.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Began to what?
wander.
Oh. Oh!
I asked him to describe it.
I'm still controlling the hand, while
He
also
said he
controlling the
started
keyboard.
Small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
This is such a cool way to do this. This is... Oh god, I can't multitask. Am I going the right way? Oh. Across the extremely surreal. I'd been a fan of the game for several years already, but suddenly looking at it from a summary of my life's work and realizing that this is the age where he died made a lot of things feel much more personal than they had before. I bet. That is super not supposed to happen. Oh no! Well, hold up. It does save, right? It's really funny that I can still do this. Yeah, it saves. You should theoretically be able to get back. All right, so let me close the game then. Let's see what happens. It's a fascinating game. Like I'm in love with this. Ah, good. So that just brought us back.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games
I'm
together,
gonna let it redo
but he was
this part.
surprisingly bad at them.
Ever seen it do
He
that?
died
For a
a
moment I
lot.
thought maybe I was misremembering one part and it just got weirder than I thought. Okay, so it's supposed to stay a labyrinth, I assume?
He was so proud of being
I broke
Indian.
something.
I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
We just call that a little bit of good old glitch fox.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Now that sound is so grating.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
I have to focus really hard, I don't know why. Oh, cool, the dragon, but that's
And
how Sven
things that
died.
have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
That was cool.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Ooh!
I worried about him then.
I love this style of, like, the
Daydreaming at the
game on the
cannery.
side.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
Apparently it was good for him.
So I let him go on.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of maladaptive daydreaming.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
He met a dog in his little
On
daydream.
the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Dystopia.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
This is
Then
so
he made
cool.
musicians.
And it just keeps getting bigger. Like the whole section
And songs for them to play.
On the left is just getting bigger.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the
fish are
cheering
coming
crowds,
less and less often.
even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh, okay, good. I thought it was about to be like a bad thing.
For mayor. And he won.
It's a little Mario game. How fun. It's a nice Mario
They
reference.
begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh shit, I'm still going.
He'd conquer a city, then
I would love
immediately
to,
push
Trixie.
on.
If the developers are potentially making another game, this is gonna be
New
it's gonna be
Louisville.
super cool. You knew Louisville.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
This is getting harder to control.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, yes.
Until
All right.
one day he
Can
forgot
we
to
guess
go
the
home
next
from
one?
the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Because he couldn't even see her.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen.
handsome queen.
That's kind of cool. It gives you the option to pick. I'm gonna be the most dutiful chopper ever.
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents or radiant rainbows? I do like me some dragons. Let's go for sinister serpents.
sinister serpents.
Oh, how cool. Oh, that's cool. Give me the fish, damn it. This is getting very hard to control.
He followed the sound of her
Silver harp. Let's go silver harp. I do like the sound of that. Do you like me some rock
silver
music?
harp.
That seems to fit the motif. Give me a fish. Gimme.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Oh, it's completely full now. Oh.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
I don't know if I can keep up with this anymore. I don't know if I can keep up with this. Oh my god! Oh my god!
But he
I'm
was
gonna
so
chop off
proud
my own
of
hand.
having created it.
Here we go. Yeah,
In
we
his
caught
own
up.
eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
I hope that doesn't give him a sense of narcissism. Hasn't been this much love in
For
a room
someone
since
who'd never
Narcissus
known
discovered
success
himself.
in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Because it's what he dreamed of so often and what he wanted so badly. I assume.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh. Whoa! That was such a cool, seamless thing! Focuses on interactions between humans and urban wildlife, both mundane and fantastical. We're drawing inspiration from places like Windowsill, Spirited Away, and David Attenborough nature documentaries, along with the spirit of early animators like Winston McKay and Walt Disney. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Hold on, I can't breathe out my nose. Sinus issues. Okay, dude, that was so seamless. I loved that. That's such a great way of, like, imitating a daydream. I personally don't experience maladaptive daydreaming. Maybe I did when I was a kid, but not so much anymore. But from what's been described to me, like, that's 100%, like, a fantastic rendition of that. Look at that, he's got like a little Imperial Palace. I'm just supposed to stare at this? This is his locker. Do I need to take anything?
He began to forget the world we know.
That's a big pile of fish.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Looking at Lewis from the outside? Is that what we're looking at here?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Yes. Literally perspective inception. You went from first person chopping salmon to slowly first person is King Louis, yeah.
Insisted on inviting him.
Oh, look! There's Molly the cat! I love the Indian culture references here.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
And the fact that there's fish
There was only
motifs all
one
over the
thing
wall.
left to do.
Loud.
Bend down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
I don't even... Did Edith even really know about
My brother
that?
was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
He got so into his daydream that he literally... Which I find, from that perspective, a little odd. Unless he literally crawled up the belt to get there. But, like, if it was the chopper to his right, then he would have had to literally get down and do that. Unless he was so overwhelmed with the idea of not being the imagined version of himself that he did that on purpose. The idea of Lewis desperately holding on to his Indian heritage after his father died, and he was suddenly a mostly white-passing kid in Washington State with only your siblings who look like you. Yeah. Ooh. I had kind of a similar thing when I was younger, not so much when I started getting into high school because I stopped going outside as much. I'm half Native American, I'm half Kituwa Cherokee, and there were a lot of times where cultural difference was actually a huge issue when I was a kid. And very little of it I actually remember. Hi, can I help you? Hi. Yeah, I kind of need some snuggles. This is just very sad. Hi. Okay, can you down? I know. You're such a good boy. Left. Alright, down with you. Goodness. There's a lot of things that can be related to no matter where you hail from. There's a lot of things in this game that are definitely very relatable. God, that one must hit really hard for Edith too, because she actually knew it was her brother. Goodness. House just keeps getting cooler and cooler, though. Okay, so then what's next? Can't get... Oh, maybe I need to go on the other side of the boat? Can't, though. Oh, no. I could have exited through the exit door. That would have made more sense, huh? I immediately just went for the staircase. There we go. What?
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
This wasn't Edie's fault.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Packing peanuts everywhere, but everything just got, like, abandoned. Like, they couldn't even finish packing. Oh, Dawn Finch wrote her own book.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Oh, that's the picture of her and Edie. Lane.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Made what I believe to be the only piece of fan art with Edith and Lewis together. Oh, wow. I would love to see it.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh, yeah. No, by all means, dude. Here's our Discord server. You can... There we go. I have to fix my stream deck. Come by the Discord server. You can post that in Artist Alley. I would love to see it.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Oh. Oh no, I'm on my hands and knees. Okay, for a sec I thought I would... Norwegian folktales. Risk folk Eben here. Oh, she made frog, deer. Oh, these are like Lewis's little dudes. The shark, the seal. Oh, wait! Dawn watched her father fall off the cliff. Oh, I just made that connection. Yeah, you know, I kind of don't blame Dawn at all for just up and leaving. Oh, okay, yeah, that's... Ooh. Oh, it's a quill? Oh, and this is when she starts writing?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
Oh.
Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
can't expect Edie to leave. This was her home with her husband. And...
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
So this is Edith first finding out about... Oh, we couldn't go into the library.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Because Edith was all she had left.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
History of the Finches by Edie Finch. Big sword made me log back into my browser.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh. Can we actually go see the old house?
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
I bet.
You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
This is such an incredible story.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, shit.
I got turned around.
I mean, the nice thing about fog is that it eventually stops.
Things.
Oh.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Because it was the house that she grew up.
That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Oh, wow. That must be really surreal. Yeah, the tide going that low during an earthquake, never a good thing.
Or maybe I came back to them.
Oh, she's old here, so...
Things I can't explain, but that
Yeah,
I
'cause it was
need you
Wendy.
to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked
Ah.
and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Not the way I'd hoped to make Spectral. I'm sorry to hear that.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Notice that she's always wearing something on her hand.
We both tried to make the best of it.
I bet, Spectral. Sorry to hear that.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest
What's
happened
Edie
pretty
knitted for her
quickly.
every year. Gotcha. Oh.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
God.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
Oh my God!
But I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
And she was still buried at the family cemetery? Holy shit! Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, my heart. I was so hoping that Edith would at least get to go back and finish reading what was in that little book. And the fact that they all picked pictures from their childhood. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting her to... Oh my God. I need a minute. Holy shit. Wow. Oh, you stink, dogs. What did I miss? A lot. You missed a lot. Two things. First, she died in childbirth at the age of 17, weeks after writing the journal. The game is answering the question of what remains of Edith Finch. Yep. She was only 17. Seeing Johann's name in the ending credits. Did they think people would just click through the credits? God, after a story like that, she was 1 month away from her 18th. God. This sucks because I also play this when I'm in the middle of having a migraine and some brain fog, so I don't even know if I'll be able to get all of my thoughts about the thing out, but let's sit through the credits and see if there's anything else. I do love that for every member of this team, they've asked for childhood pictures. Like this, you could tell that this was 100% a labor of love. Michael Phallic. What a last name, right? Like, this was 100% a labor of love with something that people felt throughout their own childhoods, things that they've experienced themselves. Only with that much experience could you actually accurately write something like this. Connections to family members that have gone missing, that have hurt you, that have helped you, that like, and there's so much to unpack with this. How hopeful this game is in the end for how utterly heart-wrenching it is. I know. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Trixie. It's one of those things where it makes you feel like there's still something left beyond, that you can find beyond all of the heartache that anybody before you could have experienced. That there's still something to see beyond all of that. I mean, hell, that's a good takeaway from Walter's story in and of itself. That's a cute way to do that. Oh, and the team, so the team came together in 2012 and the game finished in 2017. The replay of story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. That is very sad about... So Sanjay must have died early on. Kay is still connected to the tree, I guess, because she's still alive? Question mark. Sven also must have died early on. That, or it's just to show that this is disconnected from Sam. But she was still the mother of these children, whereas Sanjay and Sven are still connected to the women that they were married to. Same with Ingborg. We fucked up. All of us has fucked up, but maybe you can do better than all of these people did. Here's every tool I have. Please use them. Yeah. That makes me sad for... great-grandmother. So Edie is the direct mother to Sam and Walter. It says Calvin, Sam, and Walter. And Barbara. And Molly. Which also makes Molly's story all the more sad. Because for as loving as an individual, like, you give Edie the benefit of the doubt throughout a good portion of this, but then you gotta go back and realize she was Molly's mother. You can be a great person, you can be a great, like, relative, but you can also be a really shit parent. Now, there's not a lot that we can gain from Molly's story left or right. All we know is that she was sent to bed without food. But if she was hungry enough to start scarfing down anything that she found, to eventually poison her, that's the takeaway from that, then very clearly there was something away with that. And she was locked in her room at night and couldn't leave to go get more food. So there's a lot of abuse there. That's kind of sad. But then maybe she learned from what happened there. Because Molly was the youngest one. Just constantly ignored issues and romanticized things. Walter isn't traumatized. He's a mole man. My husband wasn't crushed by accident. He was killed by a dragon. Which comes from her own form of generational trauma regarding having to be ripped from her home. She's the embodiment of Lewis. Lewis's story comes from her. Like, okay, I've been learning a lot about mental dysfunctions over the course of the last few years. And the maladaptive daydreaming that Lewis experienced was so strong that it actually could have a genetic link all the way back to Edie. Gregory is another sign of it. Calvin is another sign of it. So you can see Edie to Calvin to Gregory to Lewis. Sam had some of it, but it was more channeled through his photography. But to see what Edie would have gone through, like to watch her father die and drown. Milton is another one. Yeah, Milton's another one. But Edith is only 1999. Shit. What year is it in game? It was 2010. Man, that's a lot. That is a lot. 57. Odin was only 57 still. Milton is incredibly artistic. He is in his early teens and well-defined art style. And as other games show it off more, a hell of an inner world. I'm very curious to play that other game now. It's 2017. Oh, so yeah, she was right before her 18th birthday. Goddamn. That's a lot to unpack. I feel like Barbara's story was probably the more entertaining of the whole game and kind of lessens the blow for some of the other stories. It's about 140 pages to unpack, yes. I would love to read your thesis. Holy shit. The child scene is like 10 years later, of course. Yeah, clearly. As a quick breakdown from my perspective, I know I remember sometimes being sent to my room without separately misbehaving and also being locked in my room. Yeah, that's called abuse. It's called abuse. And that was because I used to wander outside at night. Yeah, but ignoring, you can't, that's a lot to unpack too. From a storyteller's perspective, we're just going to unpack it from this angle because there's so much. You'd be the first to read it other than my professors. My partner is very supportive and wants to read it, but we both have ADHD and it's dry. I am undiagnosed, potentially autistic, and this kind of shit is my jam. So, story writer's perspective. The introduction leads you to believe that you're seeing it from the viewpoint in its entirety from Edith's perspective. And seeing that you, at the end, are Edith's son and or daughter. Non-binary could be very... Let me redact you a copy. I would love to. I would love to check it out. Can you go away, please? Give me a minute. I know, you're very cute. But you go in with this idea that you are viewing the whole thing as Edith. At least that's how I did. So maybe I might have misinterpreted that. But to start off with just this derelict house lulling you into this idea of mystery, only to find out that you're slowly going through the deaths of your entire family. Molly's story kind of pushes you into this sense of whimsy. Barbara's story pushes you a little bit further into that with a little bit of comedy until you realize just how dark and set back it is, and then throw you into Calvin's story, which is like, oh yeah, you have these people that have these wonderful imaginations that are killing them. And it's a really well, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of forced momentum in the story that I think is kind of underlooked in certain aspects. But it rolls so nicely. And then I think it was up over to Walter and then to Sam, because then it had to go back up into Gregory's story. But then to roll that into Walter's story and then up to the kids, and it slowly pushes you into this idea of, oh, these imaginings are a reality. Just very fascinating. In the best way I can think to describe it is photography composition, and I try to look at story composition the same way I look at photography composition. You want the viewer's eye to be able to go to all sections of the image in the order that you want them to, especially if you're doing like artistic photography. So you want to have your light set up in such a way where you're looking at the main subject that flows into the foreground, which pushes you into the background and brings you back to the foreground. And I think that this was so well executed in that regard. Everybody's stories and psychological stuff aside, just from a storytelling aspect, it's absolutely phenomenal. And to talk about visually, like, again, from a photography standpoint, visually, everything was framed so well. No, thank you for being here, Prav. I appreciate it. I will be playing the previous game that the developers made because this was just really cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will be highlighting this for anybody that maybe missed some of it, wants to go back and watch it, and I'll probably be putting it up in its entirety up on my YouTube channel as well, so it'll be there. But yeah, that was an absolute blast. And it just cuts you out. God, that's cool. That's so cool.